What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out B-2 Bomber Iran airstrike strategy explained. This is by AI Tele. I will leave a link down below to the original video like I always do. Now, these guys over here at AI Tele, they remind me a lot of Yarn Hub. They create their own 3D models and genuinely make some incredible content explaining both about equipment and what's going on around the world. So go over to their channel. They've got 1.28 million subscribers. Let's get them to 1.3 million by the end of this week. They are phenomenal, and this is going to be a really interesting video. It is ramping up with Iran. So much so that, yes, we're going to be watching this video, but tonight, I'm actually going to be doing quite a long video about what's going on out there, and I highly recommend you watch it. It's going to be a really interesting one. I'm also going to be live tonight at 8 p.m. playing some Verdansk, where we can firstly enjoy the video game, but also talk about what's going on, because it is escalating incredibly quick, and it's kind of worrying, to be honest with you. It's kind of worrying. Because I think it could be another Iraq-Afghan type of thing if we're not careful here. So let's watch the video. Let's see what's going on. Let's see how AI Tele make this video and see how they go about explaining this information. Before we get started, though, you can probably see right here, 16,544. There's 2 days left. 2 days left of the Kickstarter. Yes, we've reached the goal. We funded the drink. It is done. That is exciting. It's amazing. But there's still 2 days left if you want to be part of the movement. If you don't know, it is a functional mushroom drink that I've put a lot of hard work into developing this. Completely separate to YouTube. This is a completely new recipe that has been trademarked here by Morale. I'm incredibly excited about it. And the idea is to use the business model that a lot of big drinks companies use, like Monster and Red Bull, where they take their drink and use the profits for sponsoring extreme sports. We want to do the same thing, but sponsor outdoor activities, whether that be going outside, mushroom foraging, or doing bushcraft skills, or getting the next generation of kids outside, doing stuff like forest school. We know how important it is to get these kids off the screens and outside. God, let me know in the comments, are you a dad or a mum? And are you just so kind of anxious about this next generation of kids just inside watching the screens constantly? If you watch the Adolescence TV show, it's kind of scary. I've got a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and it's hard. It's hard. You've really got to manage their time well with this type of thing. And I just want to get the next generation of kids outside, and I think this could be the key. Also, check out Chug, 10% off, link down below for the best drinking vessel in the world. Look at this thing. Customized. You can get it free customized and a free bag. They're amazing. I waffle on about them all the time, but they are amazing. Check them out. Link down below. Other than that, let's shut up. Let's pull this up and let's see what's going on, shall we?
The B-2 Spirit attack strategy involves a coordinated effort with multiple aircraft, from KC-135 Stratotankers for refueling to E-A-18G Growler based at Diego Garcia, which provide electronic warfare support.
Okay, for those of you who don't know, there has been a build-up of equipment, specifically these B-2 bombers, on that island. What's the island called again? I always forget the name of it. Let's go back.
E-A-18G Growler based at Diego Garcia, which
Diego Garcia. So basically, there is actual. In fact, I will show you right here. Apologize for the dreadful website. This is the independent news. But this image here, let me see if I can I open this image up? This is a satellite image of Diego Garcia, and you can see the 6 B-2 bombers there, 6 of them, which is quite amazing. So they're building this up. They are building this up, and it's obvious because of what's going on with Iran and this deal Trump's trying to make with the nuclear power over there. It's getting quite intense.
Provide electronic warfare support. However, Iran's air defense system is highly capable and shouldn't underestimated. Its robust network could still pose a threat, even to the stealthy B-2 Spirit.
These visuals are insane.
For a successful strike, the B-2 must ascend to a high altitude, using its stealth capabilities to evade detection before deploying bunker buster bombs. These powerful munitions can penetrate up to 60 meters, which translates to
60 meters. I didn't know that. I didn't know it could go 200 feet down. Jesus Christ. Firstly, we're only 30 seconds in. AI Tele with these visuals, giving a good representation of what's going on. Phenomenal.
around 200 feet into the ground, effectively neutralizing hardened targets.
Wow.
More details all in the video ahead.
Wow.
The mission begins in the quiet hours before dawn at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, where the B-2 Spirit prepares for a flight that will span continents. While the stealth bomber is capable of flying non-stop with aerial refueling, pilot fatigue is a major consideration. To mitigate this, the U.S. has strategically positioned Allied air bases in Qatar, closer to Iran, and on Diego Garcia, a remote island in the Indian Ocean, roughly 2,300 miles away from Iranian territory.
Which might seem like a long way. It is a long way. Upwards of 2,000 miles is a long way. But you have to remember, this is a joint effort. It's not just B-2 bombers down there. They've got refueling aircraft left and right of them, like all over the place. 2,300 miles with the equipment they've got. It's not an issue.
But why not station these multi-billion-dollar bombers in Qatar?
Too close.
Closer.
Too close.
The answer lies in Iran's formidable air defense capabilities. The country possesses Bayraktar 373 ballistic missiles and the highly advanced Russian S-300 missile system, both capable of inflicting severe damage. Because Qatar is within striking range, Iranian forces could detect B-2 bombers taking off and potentially target them before they even leave the ground.
Yeah.
To avoid this risk, the U.S. positions the bombers outside the reach of these missile systems. The longest range Iranian missiles can travel about 1,800 miles or slightly more.
Now, we have to remember not to underestimate Iran. Like, yes, they are not on the level of the United States or the majority of the Western world by any means. However, they are definitely a little bit more capable than what Afghan and Iraq were when it was kicking off with them too. So they have to be a little bit more cautious with this. It's not as simple as just going in there and clearing stuff out. And I'm pretty sure the administration in the US is well aware of that, considering these decisions here.
Diego Garcia sits well beyond that threshold. By redeploying several B-2 Spirit bombers from the 509th Bomb Wing to Diego Garcia, the U.S. ensures a secure launch point for operations across the Middle East, Africa, and the Indo-Pacific. A carefully calculated military strategy that enhances both survivability and operational reach. Across the Arabian Sea, FA-18 Super Hornets and EA-18G Growler launch from the decks of U.S. carriers, their roles already defined.
We have also just found out, I think it was today or yesterday, that there is a second aircraft carrier, I'm pretty sure, that's gone to this area to keep an eye on this stuff. That's what this video tonight's going to be about. So if you haven't already, turn on notifications. We're going to be talking about that quite extensively tonight. It's going to be a long video.
Some will clear a path through Iran's air defenses, while others will guard the tankers that keep the entire operation airborne. The KC-135 Stratotankers, laden with fuel, loiter in friendly airspace over Saudi Arabia. Their crews aware that their unglamorous task could mean the difference between triumph and catastrophe. As the B-2s lift off, their jagged silhouettes blend into the night sky. Stealth is their shield, but distance is their enemy. Hours into the flight, they rendezvous with tankers flying over the canal, gulping fuel midair as FA-18s circle protectively. The growlers emit a cacophony of electronic noise, masking the strike group's movements. Meanwhile, in underground command centers, U.S. analysts watch real-time feeds ready to redirect forces if Iran's radars flicker to life.
Now, we have to mention that this is not happened yet, right? However, this is a what could happen type of thing. With that being said, like, it's interesting that the US, out of all countries, has this information just floating about on YouTube. Like, a lot of countries will be doing this stuff and we won't even know what's going on at all until like weeks after it's happened. But the fact that we know about this, I think that is a big tell of intimidation more than anything. Iran doesn't want this to happen. The US doesn't want this to happen. We don't want to have to do this, right? I say we because, yes, I am living in the UK and I'm a UK citizen, but I'm also an American citizen. I love telling people that because I'm incredibly proud. So I think this is more of a show of intimidation more than anything. Although it could definitely happen.
Crossing into Iranian airspace is no easy task. The B-2s must climb to an extremely high altitude, their routes meticulously plotted to avoid known missile sites. Below the landscape, a vast stretch of mountains and deserts offers little cover, but the bombers' radar-absorbing skin helps them slip past enemy detection. As the targets come within range, the crews face a critical decision. Launch standoff missiles from hundreds of miles away or descend to drop bunker-busting bombs directly onto fortified sites. There are different bunker buster bombs of different caliber, but what sets it apart from the rest is this GBU-57, which is typically delivered by the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. Due to the bomb's large size and weight, the aircraft can carry only 2 of these weapons in its bomb bay compartments.
That's a lot of traveling just for 2 of them, isn't it? But hey, these things can do the damage. Look at these visuals. AI Tele. Well done. Well done. I haven't watched much of their channel, but I've been very, very impressed so far.
While it lacks thrusters, the weapon is equipped with 4 active lattice fins and a precision guidance system that enables it to glide accurately to its target using military-grade GPS. Constructed from a specially designed high-performance steel alloy, using its weight when falling under gravity to penetrate or dig itself up to 200 feet of underground soil or concrete.
Insane.
But it's not that easy. Iran's air defenses remain a formidable threat. MiG-29s and aging F-14s may not be cutting edge, but they can still be dangerous if...
I didn't know they had F-14s. Well, that means American companies must have sold that to them a while back because they are aging. But they got the MiG-29. It's not a bad aircraft to have. Neither's the F-14, to be fair. Like, you can't just, you can't snub them away and say, hey, they're just nothing. They're old now. They're good bits of kit.
They're lucky enough to intercept a B-2 stealth bombers. The stealth bombers have virtually no dogfighting capability and Iranian ground controllers, struggling to cut through the electronic jamming, vector their fighters toward the incoming bombers. But the U.S. military has its own countermeasures. EA-18 Growler, flooding Iranian frequencies with static to disrupt communications and targeting systems. Confusion spreads, making it harder for enemy pilots to coordinate. If Iranian fighter jets manage to get close, the F-A-18s are waiting. Guided by airborne warning and control system aircraft orbiting safely offshore, they engage with long-range missiles, forcing Iranian pilots to either break off or face certain destruction. The B-2s will now be racing westward to avoid Iranian air defense system. I
mean, it goes without saying, if you think these B-2 bombers are not incredibly protected with other things going on around them, then they would be stupid to think that. These things are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and to have them just flying without the protection of something like an FA-18, it's a no-brainer. Iran has to be well aware that they're going to be followed by something. With that being said, Iran's not going to just sit there and be like, well, I can't do anything about it then. They're going to try and do something, aren't they? If this happens, by the way, because it hasn't happened. But still, they're going to be protected.
Behind them, the sky churns with chaos. SAM sites reactivated in desperation unleash salvos that spiral harmlessly into empty air, duped by decoys. Growlers continue their electronic siege, while reserve F-18s surge forward to reinforce the retreat. Over Iraq, the bombers meet tankers again, gulping fuel as F-22 Raptors join the Escort with sensors scanning.
All right, Iran, just stop. F-22 Raptors just roaming about the sky like some sort of apex predator. Good God. In fact, I swear, my 6-year-old boy, I'm not going to be able to find it now. But there was I'm not going to be able to find it. There was an incredible reel that, let me see if I can find it. Because my son was just, you should have seen him mouth open like, wow, because of this reel of an F-22. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? What a shame. What a shame. God damn it. Let me just search F-22 on Instagram and see if it'll come up. Because honestly, it's got to be one of the coolest reels I've ever seen. And my 6-year-old boy was just absolutely mesmerized. Yeah, nah, it's not. It's not. We're not going to find it, are we? What a shame. It was basically a video of someone discovering oil and then an F-22 coming out of nowhere. So you can get the idea of it. But imagine, right? Imagine being Iran and being like, oh my God, there's a B-2 bomber. Send up the planes. And then all of a sudden you see this. You might as well just call it a day, ain't you? You might as well just sit down and be like, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. There's an F-22 in the sky. Just look at F-22. They're unbelievable, aren't they?
For threats the Iranians might get muster. Let's take a look at how this works. Step 1. The bomb deployment platform. As previously mentioned, a B-2 stealth bomber flies at a very high altitude. When the aircraft reaches the designated location and the conditions are optimal, it releases the weapon. The bomb is designed for precision, and the deployment height plays a crucial role in its trajectory and effectiveness. Then step 2 comes the targeting precision.
So going really into detail here, AI Telly. Well done.
The bomb is outfitted with advanced guidance technology, including GPS and inertial navigation systems, which are military-grade satellites. Then comes step 3, that is adjusting the trajectory. The guidance information and data is then transmitted to the bomb's 4-lattice motors fins located at the rear. These fins can move and adjust in real time, allowing the bomb to correct its course as it descends under the force of gravity. These adjustments are essential because the weapon does not have thrusters to change its trajectory. Instead, it relies on the movement of these fins and the high altitude drop to control its flight path. This is why the bomb must be deployed from a very high altitude so it has enough time and distance to adjust its trajectory accurately. Here comes the most difficult part, that is step 4, impact and penetration. The bomb.
So personally, as someone who's watching all this stuff now and trying to figure out what's going on over there in Iran and get the intricacies of each detail, I'm not as worried about this part of it. I get it. This bit of kit is unreal, and AI Telly are doing a fantastic job of showing what it can actually be capable of. But this is like last resort. Good God. Did anyone hear that F-22 go past then?
Known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, weighs approximately 30,000 pounds, which is around 14,000 kilograms. When it reaches its target, it strikes with immense force, designed to penetrate deep into hardened structures, such as bunkers. The energy upon impact allows the bomb to bury itself over 200 feet into reinforced concrete,
Jesus!
ensuring it delivers its payload precisely where it is intended.
No one can escape the wrath of the U.S. military. The U.S. military-industrial complex will come for you no matter what, no matter how far you are in the ground.
Intended for maximum effect.
Wow.
Finally, step 5 involves the tricky part of arming the weapon. It was installed with 2 SDB fuses. Double fuses are required as a backup. The first is for G-sensing and the second is the time delay fuse. Why the redesign was necessary, it was to ensure that the bomb could strike facilities buried beneath significant layers of hardened material.
Yeah.
For this reason, the fuses are placed at the rear of the bomb to prevent them from being damaged.
Makes sense.
Once the time delay or the G-sensing fuse reaches its destination, it can blow up, creating a mini earthquake that can bury bunkers and 20-story buildings inside them. We make original videos from scratch, so please do subscribe and hit the notification bell.
They are legitimately fantastic, some of the animations they make. Please go over to their channel, link down below to the original video. Go over to AI Telly and give them subscribe, because that information is fantastic. And they have obviously put in a lot of hard work into these videos. So link down below to the OG video. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think is going on with Iran. Geez, we've gone back in time. Let me know what you think about Iran. And let me know what you think about the situation, the deals that are trying to happen between Trump, Iran, and this new nuclear deal that's trying to come to fruition. But let me know what you think in the comments section. There will be a video tonight. It's going to be a much longer video. We're going to sit down. We're going to discuss it. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk all about it. And it's going to be quite an interesting video. Also, I will be live tonight at 8 p.m. playing some Verdansk. It's back. Call of Duty with the Verdansk map is back. And we're going to be dropping in with the boys, having some fun. And we can talk all things military as well. All right. Check out the Kickstarter if you haven't already for morale. Link down below. Check out Chug if you want to get yourself a cool ass cup and drink your morale while watching me play some Verdansk and talk about war. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.